Today we'll have a look on how to implement soft deleting in Rails without using any gems. That is, instead of deleting a record, we will just hide it. This is quite useful for preventing accidental data loss or auditing changes. In this application, we can delete our own posts and comments. So let's see how we could implement this feature. In order to hide these records, I'll add a database column to mark the entries getting destroyed. While it's tempting to use a boolean, a timestamp is almost always better. In addition to auditing benefits, it provides the ability to permanently delete old records through a background job at a later time, should we need to do so in the future. Now, let's create a soft destroy method that will set this attribute. I'm going to stick to TDD and write a quick test with what we expect this method to do. I have FactoryBot installed to make record creation a bit easier. We need to ensure that calling command soft destroy changes the value of the deleted at column from its default, which is nil. To what value is not that important, so we can get away without having to stop the current date. Let's make this test more readable by naming the subject. Now let's run the spec. Having seen this failed, let's set the deleted at field to the current time. And now it works. With this out of the way, how can we filter out entries with the deleted at flag? Say we have two records, one that has been deleted and the regular one. If you haven't seen let exclamation mark before, it always calls the let block before the test is ran, just like a before block rather than being lazily evaluated. I like this over before do because it can be overwritten in a context block later. Back to the task at hand, we would expect comment all to return only the second comment. Do notice I've used EQ instead of the stricter EQL for comparison because I'm comparing an array with a scope. This fails. We can fix it using a default scope. A word of caution, however. As we'll see a bit later, this has some side effects, but it's still worth doing in the right circumstances. Running the specs, they pass. Next, in the comments controller, I'm going to replace destroy with our new soft destroy method. Let's try everything out now. I'm going to create a test post with some comments. Clicking delete, the records have disappeared and now have the deleted at flag set. When using soft deletes, we might also want a scope that retrieves all records. For example, it's useful for admins, and another scope that retrieves only the deleted entries. For instance, using it in a background job for purging all deleted records. These are simple to write, but let's do things by the book and create the tests first. Similar to above, say we have these two comments. I would expect them both to be returned. I'm going to use match array instead of EQ here because I don't want this to fail if for any reason I'll receive these records in a different order. This of course fails. Unscoped works, but I don't like it because it may clear other previous chain scopes as well. We can, however, clear just the deleted at scope. This is now fixed. As for the only deleted test, I'm just going to assert we return comment 1. There's also a bit of code duplication here, so I'll just move the comments to a shared context. Then I'm going to use include context in each of our scope tests. The spec fails. For this to work, I will negate the default scope using the above method, and then we search for comments with our deleted at set. Back to the browser, there's one thing I'd like to explore. If we delete a post that has soft deleted comments, we'll receive this foreign key exception. This should be easily fixable by using dependent destroy on the has many association. If we try this again, the error persists. So what's going on? This is happening because the association we are using dependent destroy on is affected by our default scope. I'm going to fix this by creating another association for the soft deleted comments. This will allow posts with soft deleted children to be removed. The same approach can also be used for uniqueness constraints, for example, validating against soft deleted usernames or permalinks. Although the error went away, if we run the specs, we do see an error. Let's try to understand what's happening. The issue stems from the dependent destroy option we added. The child comments are removed, then the before destroy callback gets called. Therefore, the no comment assertion we have there will always pass. We can overcome this by changing the execution order by using prepend on the callback. Now the specs should run fine. Let's also add the same soft delete functionality to posts. Similar to comments, I'll create a migration. Next, I will move the soft destroy functionality to a concern and name it deletable. If I just include it as it is, it will raise an error as the default scope and scope methods don't exist in plain Ruby modules. That's why I need to call extend active support concern. This provides access to a method name included. Its contents will get evaluated only after this module has been added. Now let's include this in the comment model and rerun the specs to check we haven't broken anything again. It's reassuring to see the specs pass. Lastly, similar to comments, I'm going to include a deletable concern in the post model, and in the post controller, I'll replace destroy with soft destroy. Now I'll make a post just to see this in action. It does work, and we can also verify this in the logs. But there's an issue. I allow posts to be deleted only if there aren't any existing comments. However, they're still getting deleted. I have some specs for this, so I'll just replace destroy with soft destroy everywhere. In order to fix these, let's have a look at how the post must not have comments constraint was being enforced. Inside the post model, there's a callback that prevents record deletion from happening if there are any comments present. The actual check method looks fine, it's just that it gets triggered on destroy rather than soft destroy. I'll need to create a similar callback for soft destroy like before soft destroy. Of course, this won't work yet, but we can define it in our deletable concern. Then we just need to wrap our update column with run callbacks soft destroy, and Rails will take care of the rest. Cool, it works. Let's actually try it. We get an error if there are comments, and once they're gone, the post gets removed. Soft deletes can cause problems with counter cache columns, so let's explore that next. I'm going to display the number of comments of each post on the index page. Because of the count, there's an extra SQL query happening. This is easily solved by adding a database column to post that will act as a counter cache. Inside the view, we'll replace count with our new database column. Then we'll say to Rails to use this column by adding the counter cache true option on the post association. Creating comments should increment the counts, but the existing comments have been ignored, so let's reset the counts. I'm going to find every post and then reset the comment counter for each of them. Things look better and the extra query is gone, but even though adding comment works, removing them doesn't decrement the counter. In the comment model, I'm going to create a callback that after every soft destroy will decrement the counter cache by 1. I'll quickly regenerate the counts and give it one more shot. So we have one comment, I'm adding another, and the counter is now 2. And if I delete it, it's back to 1. Everything works fine, and with this we're done. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching and stay safe.